Art is too important not to share. Welcome to the Allie and Callie Artcast.
Hi, I'm Allie.
And I'm Callie. Welcome to the Artcast.
That was a heavy sigh.
I had a cough drop in my mouth, so I was like, oh my God, don't choke. Anyway, hello everyone.
Hello.
How are you, Allie?
I am great.
Good. Well,
Life is good.
Good. I'm back from the wedding.
Yes.
Yes, in Portland. I think it went well. I'm hoping. It was a short trip to Portland, Oregon, and with my nephew, Declan, and his bride, Holly.
Oh, nice.
So they got married. We all went, the whole family, and we survived, and we're back. I can't wait to tell you what it was really like.
I know,
after it really happens.
Because this is pre-recorded.
It is pre-recorded. It could be beautiful. It will be beautiful. The wedding will be beautiful. It's just you never know what it's going to be like. It's an outdoor wedding, and so it could be raining. Yep. It could be. Who knows?
But the likelihood is it won't be.
It won't be. Yeah. I got married on a rainy day, and we're still married.
I did too.
I think it's good luck.
That's what I hear.
First two times. Oh wait, I'm a liar. First one, it was not raining. Second time, it was raining, and that was nightmare. So my odds are not good. So don't listen to me.
Well,
anyway,
third time's a charm.
Third time is a charm, and
that's right.
You know what? On this date, when this airs, we will have been together 30 years. Wow. Yeah, like 30, real 30.
Right.
Holy mackerel.
I know.
Holy mackerel.
Kevin and I this September will have been together 33 years.
Yeah, see? Wow.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. It doesn't feel like it, and sometimes it really
does. Sometimes I look back and I go, wow, who are those people? And then I look at what we've accumulated, and of course our beautiful children. Mm-hmm. That's the best part.
Yes,
and our beautiful grandchildren, right, Allie?
Yes.
We have the best.
We do.
We're so lucky.
We definitely do.
And I love my kids, and I love their partners. And
I don't love my garage.
I don't love my garage, and you should see mine. Okay, remember how I got to park in my garage?
Yes.
For a little time?
Over.
It's so over.
Yeah.
It didn't last long, so we're back.
Oh, boy.
I'm going to take a picture.
I think you should.
And
we should put it on Facebook. We should both put photos on Facebook of our garages.
And just go, yeah.
I do have a big empty space.
Well,
but you know how I had that butcher block that I was trying to get rid of?
Right, it's multiplied, right?
Yeah, so all of a sudden there's a new butcher block in the garage, and I'm like, we can't even get rid of this one.
I know. Guess what? We sold a scooter.
You did?
Now
you have two?
I only have two left.
Oh, okay.
So 2 more scooters.
That's
so
good.
if anyone's interested in a Honda 2013 scooters, they're really nice. They're beautiful. I'll sell them to you, 2 for $3,200 or no, I think Stu said $3,500. I don't know. I'll give you a sweet deal if you follow us on Allie and Callie. Contact me, DM me, and I'll give you a sweet deal.
There you go. You heard it from
because
Callie.
I need room in my garage.
Or email us at alliecallieartcast@gmail.com.
That's right, and I'll get you a sweet deal on some super duper scooters.
I'm pretty sure I've got 2 butcher blocks that I could hook you up with too.
We're just going to start selling stuff.
That's a great
Maybe we
idea.
should just start selling stuff.
Yeah.
Oh my God, we could fund this whole program.
That would be so great. I know, right?
We figured it out. We don't need sponsors. Let's just sell a bunch of stuff. Anyway,
well, we have a guest here who's a photographer, and I'm just thinking maybe we should have her come and strategically take photos
pictures
of our garage.
Oh my God. I know they might not be as glamorous as her beautiful photography she takes, but we're welcome. Kim Hildebrand, right?
Yes.
I wanted to say that right. One of my best friends was named Julie Hildebrand. Do you know her?
Oh, no, I don't.
I was like,
not a very common name.
I know. She lives in Seattle. She is not a photographer. photographer, though.
Seattle. That's
I know.
crazy.
She was in
Wow.
stock brokerage firm. She was anyway. Anyway, sidetrack. Once again, I'm sidetracked. Anyway,
So welcome.
Thanks
Yes.
for having me.
Yes.
I'm dying right now, and actually, I might need a scooter for my son. So
Oh.
we'll talk later.
okay, I think I'll sell you one for
need a butcher
$1,800. Free butcher block goes with it. We've got it all figured out. Woo-hoo. Oh my God.
Oh, well, tell us a little bit about yourself.
I grew up here, actually.
Oh,
Yes.
yay.
So we moved back. We've been kind of all over the place. My husband and I grew up together here, and then we were Idaho Vandals together.
Oh,
and
yeah.
then I ended up going to grad school at Idaho State in something completely different. I was a physical therapist for
Oh, wow.
about 5 years. And then he got a job over in Atlanta. So we moved and lived in Atlanta for about 5 years. And then
cool.
lived in Seattle for about 20 years. That's where both my kids were born. So
Oh,
two
yeah.
kids. My daughter just graduated last weekend, and it was
Oh, yay.
so exciting, but so crazy. I was just
Right.
like cry in the car for
Oh,
no
yeah.
apparent reason, but the graduation
Because-
was awesome, and I was so excited, and I didn't cry there, so it just hits me.
It happens. It does.
Yeah, it's like that. And so anyway, we moved back here to Coeur d'Alene during COVID, actually, so 2020.
Right.
After we had been looking for land for a while, we were just kind of tired of being in a big city and all the traffic.
Oh, and Seattle's got, I love Seattle. I lived there for 7 years. I don't know, 5, 7. I lost track. I lived in Portland. I lived kind of all over, but I think I lived there 5 years. And the traffic, and this was in the 90s, and the traffic was bad then.
And,
And now,
Yeah.
I don't know
Yeah.
how people do it. So you moved from Seattle to
Yes.
here.
Yeah, and we built a house during
Nice.
COVID, which was horrible. I
Oh.
would never, ever, ever do it again.
man.
But you did it.
We did it. We're done with that part, and my house has a like a guest space / ADU that I'm
Sure.
also using as a studio. So I
Oh,
just
nice.
opened my photography studio up there,
Awesome.
which I'm super excited about. So
That's great.
We've turned the corner. My daughter got to live in the house for a year before she graduates and goes off to college. So I'm
Nice.
feeling like we've passed this big
Yeah.
threshold. So
Oh, that's
feeling
awesome.
Good. Feeling good.
Good.
Yeah.
So you have a business, and what is it called?
It's my name, so it's Kim Hildebrand Photography.
Okay.
And I specialize in newborn and family photography, but the crazy part is that I shoot everything on film because I love film. I learned on film way back when we were living in Atlanta. And crazy story about that is I took a darkroom class in Atlanta at this little art center called Spruill Center for the Arts. And it was an 8-week darkroom course, only black and white photography.
I love black and white.
It was so beautiful. And the instructor, her name was Anne Clancy. I found out through, I would just take it over and over and over again just because I love doing it. She was trained by Ansel Adams, which was
Really?
so crazy.
Oh, my God.
So crazy. So
man.
she was just
She knew
a
her
wealth
stuff.
of information.
wow.
And even though it wasn't really a shooting or a photography class, it was all about the negative and how you get a good print from the negative. She taught us basically how to create beautiful pictures on black and white film. So I ended up making a dark room in my spare bedroom at our house, and I would print my own photos and do all that. So I have loved film photography forever.
Wow.
Then I did go to digital for quite a long time when digital cameras got way better. And then I was like, oh, I don't have to be in this dark room anymore. It's kind of nice just to be on the computer and edit that way. But then I switched back to film in 2014. So it was quite a while ago. After realizing I'm just taking way too many pictures. There's 500 images that I have to
Go
pull
through.
through and then edit for families. And I never really liked the editing part of it in Photoshop. It was just not my cup of tea. And I didn't really like the colors or skin tones. I could never quite get it right.
Right.
So I went to a film workshop from put on by another film photographer that shoots a lot of families and weddings and stuff like that. He's the guru, and shot my first roll of film, got it developed and got it back they now like scan the negatives, so you do get like JPEG files back.
Okay.
And I just gasped. I was like, oh my gosh, this is what I've been missing.
This
like
is
I was
what I
missing
want.
the grain, I was missing the skin tones on film, and just kind of organic is kind of overused in the industry, but it really is like an organic process, you know, shooting with film. So
Yeah.
I realized like that's what I was missing. And so I fell in love again and got a couple of new film cameras and played around with figuring out how to shoot a paid session on film, which is a whole nother cup of tea, because that's scary, right? You can't see the back of your camera. You have to remember what you just shot and be able to move on and not take 500 photos, because it's directly correlated with how expensive my cost is going to be. So I did a lot of practicing, and then I ended up just having a couple model sessions with families just to see if I could do it. And then, you know, that's a big confidence builder. And I was like, oh yeah, I can do it. I can do it. I know what I'm doing.
Right.
I know how to go through the process. So that's been since 2014, and I just love it.
Wow.
I love it.
So film must be more expensive.
Oh yeah, it's getting more expensive
because of the chemicals or just the processing of. So do you develop still, or do you send it off?
I send it off.
So
now.
that's what you do. You get the JPEG from another
Correct.
company. Oh,
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And there's several film labs in the United States. I use one down in California. I have a great relationship with them. And the cool thing about outsourcing that part is I have this amazing session. Love it. It's so fun. And then I send off the film and I don't have to think about it for like a week, you know, and I can do other things. So it's not taking up my time. And then it's like revisiting that with a fresh set of eyes. Helps me, I think, cull and make it more objective to really find the good photos, which is kind of weird saying, but it's totally true. So I can like set it and then let it ruminate kind of in my subconscious, and then get the images back and be like, oh yeah, okay.
So when you get the images back, you get the JPEG. You obviously get the negatives back. Do you also get prints?
I can order prints with it, but I usually still do light editing and stuff like that. So I typically don't order prints. And the way my collections are set up, you know, so a client would get the gallery to view. And a lot of times, you know, most people nowadays want the digital files, even though I'm like, come on, print your photos.
I
You
know,
need to print them so you can like enjoy them every day instead of just having them on the computer.
I know.
So I stopped ordering prints with it just because it just depends on who is purchasing a collection, whether they want digital files or prints. So, but yeah, it's pretty slick. And the other cool thing about working with a lab, my lab did this whole exercise with me where they looked at my color preferences. So what kind of contrast do I like in my images? Do I like peachy pinky skin tones, or something that is a little more neutral, or do I like a brighter scan? So they set up like a color profile for me specifically. Oh, cool. So they basically do my editing for me. So it saves me a ton of time. So there's the film cost, and it's more expensive to develop and scan, but I'm saving a lot of my own time, you know. That's if there's a new photographer, you know, they just a lot of times don't consider the time involved in what they're doing to make it a profitable business. So that's been fantastic.
That's wow.
Yeah.
Add a little flair to your special events with Scraps Barbecue, a great catering choice for your next gathering. Specializing in golf tournaments, sporting events, weddings, and other family friend gatherings, their commercial kitchen can be on site, or you can choose to have a fully catered meal delivered right to you. Known for their authentic Santa Maria style tri-tip and tequila lime fish tacos, they can customize the menu to meet your needs for groups of 20 to 2,500. Contact Kevin at kevin@scrapsbarbecue.com or check them out on Facebook.
Greetings, listeners of the Allie and Callie Artcast podcasts. This is Jason from Tubbs Coffee Roasters. Keeping art alive and culture relevant is the heart and soul of our community of creatives. And as a local coffee roaster who loves a good origin story of a painter or a farmer or a musician, we proudly support the Allie and Callie's Artcast podcast's expansion and exploration through positive conversation. So grab a cup of coffee, preferably one from Tubbs Coffee Roasters. And tune in, humans. Your ears will thank you.
So coming back to your website, which is kimhildebrandphotography.com.
The website's just my name, so kimhildebrand.com.
Yeah,
okay.
Right. I love this that's on your website. And cute photos on there, too.
Thank you.
But I
So
love
great.
this, a haven for families seeking to immortalize your moments, not just with precision, but with poetry. It's not just about making photographs, it's about your experience, preserving the essence of home, the spirit of family, and the artful dance of light that plays within our everyday lives. In a fun, stress-free way.
Yes.
I love that.
And you can tell by the photos.
Yeah,
It looks that way. I mean, these photos are just amazing.
Thank you.
I just love I love the outdoor photos, of course, always. And then just the babies. The babies.
So cute.
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean,
they're so cute.
And how, I mean, people always say it's hard to work with babies and animals, but you look like you do a pretty good job. How
I
do you
try.
feel? Yeah.
what's your process?
Yeah.
I'm super chill and laid back, and I have developed a system where I just involve the client. Like, we're partners, you know? I make it a collaborative experience. It's a completely custom session based on their personalities and what they want and need. And part of that involves a lot of education, so they understand how it will work and what to expect, and even just how the actual shoot is going to go. And also know that kids I'm gonna ramp them up, and they're gonna be totally crazy, and that's okay. That's normal. That's how kids are.
Right.
And I want to capture that, right? Because a child is different at every single stage of their life. And that's part of the beauty of getting photographs made, and it kind of immortalizes that moment. And I want to see their cute little personalities, whether they're being a little mischievous or maybe they're a little shy. That's part of it.
Right.
And it's not just about just everyone smiling and looking at the camera.
Doing the
It tells more of a story. I think that's more important. So that's what I try to do.
Right.
I love the pictures that are not the cheese face.
Yeah.
Cheese. You're like, no, let's have, I mean, God.
Do you know what Hendrix says when you take a picture?
What?
He says, money.
Does he get paid? Does he get paid when
Wow.
he gets his photos
No,
taken?
but I don't know. He's 3, and for some
gosh.
reason, that's the word.
That's funny.
That's cute.
That's funny. That's good. I know. There's a time where, I mean, my son, he would not smile like normally. He just was like, it was his protest. And he would just do a terrible, you're like, okay, never mind.
Right.
You don't need to be in the picture, But then it was just funny. I was like, all right, that's his face.
Right.
Yeah.
And
But how do you work with that? How do you...
I have a lot of tricks.
Yeah.
And, they're age appropriate, right? So, and also like a couple tricks that work all the time is fart noises, literally. Everyone laughs, even dad, mom usually. And I'm not good at telling jokes. I always forget, or I just ruin it. And so I never tell jokes or anything like that, but I use fart noises, and I'm really obnoxious. I literally cackle really, really loud where it's embarrassing and it shocks people. So you just wait till just after the shock where they all start laughing.
That's where
I think it's hilarious. It works really well with extended family shoots.
Perfect.
And I just pepper that in here and there.
That's good.
But then I do all kinds of tricks if there's a family that's a little bit stiff, and it always starts off a little bit stiff because people are getting used
It's hard.
to me.
Yeah.
It's stressful getting photos taken. It just is.
Yep.
But I try to make it as fun as possible. But I do what I call team building exercises. So the family together, they have to lean back and forth and do it at the same time. They go faster and faster, and they start laughing. So there's a lot of little
That's great.
warm up exercises. And
that's
if a
great.
child is kind of shy, then I'll get a longer lens out, so I don't have to be really close. They're just kind of unsure, and I love to just even take little candids. Their little profiles are still so cute. Even if they're not looking right at me, it's totally fine.
Yeah.
Right.
That's great. Oh
Yeah.
my gosh.
I know.
That's cute. Fart noises would have worked.
They always work. It always works. Exactly.
Works for Krista.
Yeah.
You can, and you can ask Alexa to do a fart
Really?
do a series of fart noises, and she'll do it.
Oh my God.
That is pretty
That's
funny.
funny. I wonder if Siri does it, because I always have my phone on me. I could just
Maybe.
really ramp
We
up the
should ask
sound
Siri.
and take it up a notch.
I don't know. Do I have Siri? I have Siri, don't I? Anyway, I'll ask her later.
Right. I know, right?
I'm just curious.
That's what that does.
It'd be a great picture, though.
Yes.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
So your clientele, how have you, I mean, I'm sure you've grown it over the years that you've been here, but you basically, when you moved here in 2020, you're kind of starting from scratch, right?
Yes. Yeah. That's been interesting on a couple different levels. You know, we were building a house, and that was basically a full-time job too. So I kind of put it on a back burner here. But since I have so many clients in Seattle, I was going back to Seattle once a month, and I still do that. Actually, I have another trip coming up.
Oh, wow.
So that's helped kind of bridge the gap between building up my business here and seeing my families over there. You know, they are like my, they're my good friends. So it's fun to just see how the kids have grown. And so I still do that. It's been difficult here, not only just because we moved back during COVID and it was just crazy, right? But also since my kids are older, I felt like I got a lot of my clientele through word of mouth in Seattle, back in the elementary school, when everyone, it's the younger families, and they're looking for photographers.
Right.
Yes. And I don't have access to that as much. So I've been donating to auctions. I've donated to like the Northwest Specialty Hospitals auction, and have met more families that way.
Right.
Yeah. So just working on word of mouth and that. And then I'm actually just old school. I'm doing a lot of blogging for SEO. So if people Google, they're looking for a photographer, and that's starting to help as well.
Oh, that's a great idea.
What's SEO?
Oh, search engine optimization. So
okay.
It's a nerdy thing.
Okay, I was like, I don't know what you speak of. What is SEO? I'm so behind the times on a lot of things. I'm like, huh? What's a new word? New word. I mean, I just heard the word unhoused. I'm like, what is
unhoused?
It's not. You're homeless. I'm like, what? We changed it. Apparently, it's unhoused now.
Right.
And then I heard unalived.
What?
Oh, I haven't heard that one.
Yeah, you're not dead. You're unalived. I was like, what?
Isn't that more like a zombie?
Okay, Kristen will tell me later why that has happened. But anyway, things I'm learning. You're never too old to learn.
That's right.
Yeah. So it essentially means, like, if I write a blog post, I'm sharing images, and I'll tell a story of a family, or I'll even, like, I write a lot of educational posts that I can refer my families to read, like what to wear in the summer in Coeur d'Alene, or favorite summer locations. So if people are on Google, or whatever their search engine of choice is, Pinterest even, and they type in favorite photo locations in Coeur d'Alene in the summer, then my posts would pop up there. So it's like organic search, basically.
Nice.
That's kind of what SEO does for you. It's like keywords and stuff like that. So
that's great.
As you know, small business, you have to wear many hats.
That's right.
To be able to do everything.
It's never ending.
Right.
And you do all kinds of photos, not, you do family, not just babies, families, senior photos, you name it, you do it, right?
I don't do weddings anymore. I went through a phase of doing weddings.
Weddings are hard. It's a long day too.
Yeah. I did them when I was younger, like when I didn't have kids, but wedding season is typically in the summer, and that's when my kids were home from school. My husband travels, so it's like, can't do that anymore. Yeah. It's a long day. It's a joyous day, but
understandable.
I don't want to do that anymore. I don't do that anymore, but mostly I did a lot of seniors last year because my daughter was a senior, and I'll do a lot coming up. My son's is going to be a junior next year, but lots of families and newborns and babies and stuff like that.
That's nice.
Yeah.
And any specialty photos, like?
Well, I'm actually since I have the studio space now, I'm gonna try to do fun events once a quarter. So I'm thinking of doing a Halloween costume contest.
Oh,
which I thought would be
fun.
so fun.
That would be
where
fun.
families can come, have their kids all dressed up in costumes, and it's a contest, but I'm also taking their photos, maybe doing it like donation based to the food bank, or a super low amount of money that it would require, right? But just like little 5-minute sessions, and then they get some kind of prize at the end. I think that would be super fun, or like back to school might be fun. And then definitely I'm planning on doing some Santa photos in November, and definitely making that donation based. So they would donate food or donate money to a favorite local charity that maybe I just switch out and pick once a year. And they would just be a quick little 15-minute session, and they can schedule it so they don't have to wait in this long line. Like that's what I'm thinking. And I think
That's a great idea.
That's a
fantastic
great
way to
idea.
use
Because
that
it's a
space.
nightmare getting a Santa photo. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Again, once, but some of my favorite photos ever. I mean, the kids are great, but it's the
where
line.
they're sitting on Santa's lap and they're going,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mine never did,
I've
but
had a
I
bunch
just,
of those.
it's the line. Waiting in line is tough.
Oh.
It's the line.
The line, yeah.
Line is hard. Line is hard. The Ovation Company, in partnership with the Chalkboard Agency, is committed to improving the climate and culture of our schools. The number one indicator for student success is connectedness, feeling like you are part of something. Nothing helps connect people like a good story. After all, isn't a podcast a way to share and collect stories? The Chalkboard Agency's mission is to connect the world of education through the stories that bond us all. To find out more, visit thechalkboardagency.com. And if you have a story to tell that you believe would help young people to be kinder to one another, reach out to the Chalkboard Agency and let us connect you to the world. For all your screen printing needs, trust the local you can count on. Pyramid Printing has been a Coeur d'Alene favorite for over 2 decades.
specializing in screen printing, embroidery, signs, banners, and stickers. For all jobs, big and small, just give Eric a call.
Email us at info@pyramidprintingcda.com or give us a call at 208-664-0254.
pyramidprintingcda.com.
You also teach?
I do. Yes.
Which is great because, how many people teach film? Film?
I know,
photography?
Right, yeah.
You can take occasional classes, but to be able to get like ongoing
That would be cool.
Right.
online workshops, I imagine.
Yeah. Well, I used to do in-person, we called it film camp, myself and 3 other film photographers, kind of a boutique type, small group
How
setting.
fun.
And we would choose a different location in the United States, do it once a year. It was fantastic. It was so fun because it's so fun to learn in person and connect, right?
Yeah.
All that kind of stuff. It's fantastic. But we're not doing that currently. Hopefully it'll come back.
Yeah.
But I do a lot of online education. So I'm currently building a film course. It's not ready yet. I also teach a Flash course. Because Flash was a game changer in my own photography. Having lived in Seattle, photographing families inside in the winter, it's really, really dark, especially in a small home. But Seattle's just dark, right? It's just like blue-green light. It's really dark and rainy.
Yeah.
And I was determined to be able to shoot film inside, but film needs a lot of light.
Yeah.
Right.
So I used to have a studio over in Seattle a long time ago, and I used a strobe. So that's like a big light with a big umbrella.
Oh, yeah.
Well, that is a ton of equipment to bring into a home. It's super cumbersome. Kids were tripping on the light stand. I was like freaking out. I'm like, this is not going to work. And it's just too hard to move from room to room.
Yeah.
So I brought a couple of Flash units just randomly when I was doing this session. And before I do like an in-home session, I have the kids walk me around their home and tell me stories about like where they hang out and where their room is. And it's like a little icebreaker too. So one of the kids was walking me around this home, and they had this bathroom with this vintage like 60s wallpaper that had like the burnt oranges and mustard yellows and olive greens. And it was like all these flowers. And I gasped. I loved it. Like it brought me right back to my own childhood. Like we had a camper, and that was the curtains in there.
Yeah.
And I said, okay, I want to photograph them in this bathroom. It sounds super weird. That photo's actually on my website somewhere.
Oh, yeah.
But I was like, I need to do it because they were going to demo that bathroom and it was just going to be gone. So I ran back and I was looking, I'm like, oh my gosh, I have these flash units here. Can't that work exactly the same as a strobe? So I set them up and I took a picture with my digital camera just to see if it would work. And I was like, holy heck, it's working. Yeah. So I got my film camera out and took pictures with it. And it was a game changer. I was so giddy. I was so excited. And then I just picked up the flash units and I was photographing them. It's so much more mobile, right? So we went down in the basement where they have this like navy blue paint. And it was really cool and decorated really cute. And just really had an epiphany with how I could easily shoot film in someone's home.
Right.
So I've been shooting with flash and film for a long, long time, and I was constantly getting questions about it on Instagram and with other people. So I taught how to use flash with film at a couple photography conferences. Like one was in Florida in like 2018, and I did it like 3 or 4 times and said, you know what? I'm getting this question all the time. I'm going to create an online course that people can just kind of go at their own pace. And so I created a bunch of videos. So I sell that course. It's called Lighting for Lifestyle.
Oh, cool.
And because the type of photography I do is lifestyle, it's considered lifestyle. I don't think a lot of people know what that means, but it's where I'm directing them, but they're not necessarily always looking straight at the camera and smiling, right?
Yeah.
Like you're capturing their story, essentially.
Right.
So that's where that name came from. So I love teaching flash. I think people are very scared of flash or any kind of artificial light, but my system is like really, really simple and easy to use. And like once you get it, you just get it. So
cool.
It's not
That's
a
been really
flash of light, though, is it?
it is.
Oh, so
yeah,
it
it's like
is
a
a
little
flash.
flash unit. You know, like the old school ones you could like screw on the top of your camera, and it's like that burst of flash.
Flash bulb.
Exactly.
Oh, okay, cool. I remember those.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, wow. On the Instamatic.
Yes.
I dated myself.
Yes, you did.
Yeah. Well, I remember those.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my. Yeah, fun.
Yeah.
Okay, so Flash. And what's your Instagram?
It is Kim Hildebrand Photo.
Photo.
Yeah,
Okay.
photo. And
Follow.
On Instagram and Facebook, and then you have your website, kimhildebrand.com.
Correct. Have my website, and if people are interested in learning about Flash, I have a website page about it, and it's just kimhildebrand.com/flash.
Okay.
And there's also an education menu item up at the top, and they can find it
perfect.
through there too. So
I love that.
Yes.
Yeah, because that
People-
sounds interesting.
Anyone that just wants to learn how to do better with their photos, that would be really valuable.
Right. Just you're in charge, and you don't have to worry or stress out about a dark day, and it kind of elevates your game. You can just create the same kind of light over and over. So it creates consistency in your images too, which is always a good thing.
Good thing.
It's definitely a good thing.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And then you don't get green faces and
Yeah.
Correct. Yeah.
which I always seem to get green faces.
Green faces or overpale. Overpale. That sounds
pale.
That's an oxymoron. Or I'm a moron. Well, you know, it's been a rough day. I don't know why. It's just been hard for me. Words are hard. Anyway.
Words are hard sometimes.
They are hard. But, oh, fun, though. The filming, that is so cool. I miss the printed photos. I mean, I miss photo albums. I just do.
I know.
That's I don't know.
I know. We just keep them on our phone. And how often do we go back to our phones and look for them?
Yeah.
And I just think, the old school, like my neighbor across the street loves photography, and he's into the film too.
Oh, awesome.
And he loves, manipulating, and he hates editing too, but he does.
My dad used to have those cameras where you look down.
Yeah.
The old box camera.
He has one of those. Shane has one.
Yeah,
of
those are really cool.
Yeah.
I don't know.
They are. Have you ever looked in one though?
Yeah.
And it moves
just-
opposite of where you're. So it takes a minute. It takes
you're
a
like,
minute to
what's
figure out how to
happening?
use it. But
I know,
it's a
it's
whole different
really
cool
interesting.
experience.
Very fun though. Yeah. It's there was a time I think I was in maybe 8th grade, 9th grade, where I was like, I'm going to be a photographer, and then I took a bunch of pictures of all my friends, and had my Instamatic.
I decided once I was going to be a photographer too, and I had a Canon Rebel XTI, and I got my husband bought me all these different lenses. And I at some point just got really tired of carrying that camera around. And when my phone is so much easier, and I never did anything with them.
I know.
Yeah,
made sense.
We probably have several cameras in our house right now that are just gathering dust. It's sad.
Yep.
Sad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did take a photography class at NIC once with Phil Corliss. And we learned how to develop our photos in the darkroom, and
Very cool.
That was really fun.
Yeah.
It was really cool to see. I mean, I don't think I did anything amazing, but just to watch that photo appear,
It's so
Right?
was
cool.
like magic.
Yeah. It is.
Very
It
cool.
really is.
Yeah.
It's so cool.
It's an art.
I know it is, definitely, and I'm glad you're doing it and doing it well, because
Yeah. Everybody
everybody
check out that
can.
website. It's
I know,
very
right?
cool. And if you need photos and if you've got babies, take those pictures.
That's right.
And develop them.
Yes.
Yes.
Enjoy them
Enjoy
every day.
them every day.
Right.
Oh,
Yeah.
because they leave, and then you want to look at those photos, not on your phone.
Don't
You want
cry.
big pictures. I'm not going to cry.
You know, it was so fun. So I had to do that trifold board for my daughter.
Oh, yeah.
And luckily, you know, I love photos, right? I have so many photos stored, but just going through all of them, it was a very daunting process, but also pretty cathartic, just because you're like, oh my God, I'm getting goosebumps right now. Like, oh, there's a picture of her holding my son when he was born, and she's just, her face is all squished up.
Oh, yeah.
She's just laughing.
Oh, my
so it was
goodness.
so fun just going through all the different stages of her life. And
Yeah.
choosing and printing and getting that out on the board.
So
Yeah.
fun.
So that was really, really fun.
I took my kids, school photos and put them all in one album, so they each have their album of school photos, which are hilarious because they show all the bad haircuts that I gave them, and where I was like, I can do it, and they're like, mom, don't cut my hair. I'm like, no, you're fine, but they're great photos, just the difference from one year to the next.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
but I have those, and they're going to appreciate it someday.
Yeah.
They're going to go, no, they
not.
will. No, they will. Maddie does. Jackson, maybe not so much. Right. My daughter will.
Anyway.
But, it's so nice.
It's so nice to meet you.
Yes.
You too.
And
Likewise. Thank you.
I love hearing about what you're doing. It's really cool.
Yeah.
you.
Film is
And
fun.
it's very
Maybe we
creative.
need to go see her in her dark room someday.
Yeah.
I would love that.
Yes.
That'd be
Watch you
fun.
develop something.
Well, she doesn't do the
I don't
development.
have
Oh, you don't do it anymore. That's
Yeah.
right. Dang it.
I
That's
moved
right.
it all the way from Atlanta to Seattle with the intention of some time putting it up, but then you have little babies of your own, and
Yeah.
your time is just
It's
you
more
don't have
precious.
time anymore.
Yeah.
So I donated it all to a high school over in Seattle, which was
Yeah,
great. They had
that's
like
awesome.
a photography darkroom, and I was like, oh, that's perfect.
Well, that works
That's
too.
perfect. I wish. Maybe I'll get back to it once both kids are out of the
Yeah, but if
house,
other
but I
people
don't-
can do it, I get that.
Yeah.
I get that too.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah.
make your life simpler.
I can see doing that for, like some special projects
Maybe.
to be able to
Yeah.
manipulate. I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't really
Yeah.
know enough about it to even know how to ask the question. Anyway.
Oh my God. It is
Well,
funny.
thank you so much for being here with us.
Yes, Kim.
Thank you.
It was nice to meet
Thank you so
and
much.
Yeah, we'll
good
be
luck
happy.
on your business.
Yep.
We hope you have continued success.
I appreciate that.
Yes.
Keeping track of your photos. 'Cause
Yes.
they're really cute.
They're awesome.
Thank you. Yeah,
Yes.
it's fun. It's really fun.
Great.
Meeting new people too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, welcome back.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
And I'm Allie.
I'm Callie. Oh, big heavy sigh. I'm Callie. My kid was sick,
Yeah. well,
Oh my God. The babies, Anyway. All right, start over.
I'm Allie.
And I'm Callie, and whatever you do today, make sure it's creative.
The Allie and Callie Artcast is sponsored in part by Tubbs Coffee Roasters, globally sourced, locally roasted coffee.
Scraps Barbecue, a locally owned catering company, the Ovation Company, standing for what is right and good, and Pyramid Printing, a Coeur d'Alene favorite for over 2 decades.